רגע לפני הברית.
I got to get the polyps one. I saw it there. Sam, I think there is an extra talus for you. Ask Alon if he has an extra talus. I think he does. Okay. And then you can...
גלית, תגיד לנו שלום. זהו.
מה? תראה, שלא
As a matter of fact, they're a little thicker, but it's still the same size and it works the best. This is going to be your gauze. Today, you're an anesthesiologist. There's one here. So you'll be over here on Sam's left. And actually, alone if you ready, we're going to start the bris. All you guys who are hiding far away, you can come close if you want. That's right. Now, just before we begin the bris, I really would like to take a minute, just a minute to, first of all, to welcome everybody and to thank everybody for taking time out of your schedule today to come here and help us for a very important reason. And that is not just to witness, but to participate and to celebrate this mitzvah. And the mitzvah that we're about to perform together is the mitzvah of Brit Milah Bizmano. It means to do a bris at the appropriate time, which is on the 8th day. And today, of course, is the 8th day in the life of the new son of Galit and Alon. Now, the baby's going to be coming into the room. He's going to have his bris, that's true. I think we need to ask ourselves a question, because this mitzvah is a very difficult mitzvah. Not so much to do, really. It's a difficult mitzvah to understand. And if we have any hope to understand this mitzvah, I think we need to ask ourselves a general question about the mitzvot. And if we can maybe understand what the mitzvot are about, then maybe this particular mitzvah will make more sense. So we'll go through that process. What's a mitzvah? A mitzvah is easy. God gives a commandment to the Jewish people. The Jewish people perform that commandment, and that's a mitzvah. It's easy, it's done. But if you think about it, something much deeper is going on a deeper level. Because when God gives us a commandment, and then we perform God's will, His commandment, there's energy that goes back and forth between us and God. So in fact, by performing the mitzvot, we have an opportunity to develop a relationship, a personal relationship with God. And that is something quite unique. Now, it comes back to this mitzvah. As I mentioned, hard mitzvah to understand, take it one step further. This mitzvah makes absolutely no sense at all. And I'll tell you why. Think about it. The Jewish people were a gentle, peace-loving, and a comforting type of people. Why would God give us a mitzvah, first one for the baby, that involves inherently pain and discomfort? It's not us. It doesn't make sense. And I think the answer to that question is in a little story about a very famous figure from Jewish history that we all know, David HaMelech. And the story is David HaMelech is standing at the edge of the mikvah. He's about to go into the mikvah to purify himself. And as you know, before you go into the mikvah, you have to take off everything, all your clothes. So there's King David. He takes off all his clothes. He gets undressed. He gets down to his final article of clothing, and that's his tzitzit. Now the tzitzit, the way the knots are tied, in Gematria, the knots, the strings, it adds up in Gematria Taryag, 613, which of course is the number of mitzvot in the Torah. And that's what these tzitzit are. It's just we wear them to remind us of the mitzvot. King David knew that, and he understood that the mitzvot is his connection to God. That's his relationship with God. So as he's taking off his tzitzit, he felt that he broke off his relationship with God, and he became depressed. But it took King David just another minute, because as he's going into the water, he happened to look down, maybe he didn't want to trip on the stairs, and he noticed his Brit Milah. There it was, hard to miss, a mitzvah that was literally carved into his body. And it was there from the time of his birth, essentially, through his entire life, until the end of his days. And when he realized that fact, that he has this mitzvah of Brit Milah with him at all times, and it doesn't matter what he's doing, it doesn't matter where he's going, it doesn't matter even how he's dressed, he always has that mitzvah with him, so he can never lose his connection, his relationship with God. He became overwhelmed with joy. So it's a beautiful story. But the important thing is, we need to take a lesson, learn a lesson from David HaMelech. Yes, this first mitzvah for the baby, maybe it involves a little bit of discomfort. But not only do we hope and pray that it's the most discomfort that the baby will ever experience in his life, but more than that. Because through this process of Brit Milah, the baby is about to develop a connection to God. It's our hope and our prayer that as he's raised by his parents and his siblings, his family, his friends, his community around him, that he'll be able to build upon that initial connection so that his own personal relationship with God can become stronger and higher as he goes through life. And that's a beautiful thought for us to keep in mind. And now as Galit comes forward with the baby, let's keep in mind that he is taking, and she is just helping her son to take, what amounts to the very first step in his own Jewish life cycle. Let's welcome him by proclaiming Baruch Haba. Okay, Galit, come on with him. Baruch haba hanim alashmona, vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron hakohen yeshivas chamasim yal bnei Yisrael, bekano es kinasi bezocham v'lo chilis yes bnei Yisrael vekinasi, lo chein emor hineni nosein lo es brisi shalom. Then they put him over on the pillow. Sam, you come and have a seat. זה הכיסא של אלוהים סוחר זאתו לישועתך כי ביסיירונוי סיברתי לישועתך אדוני ומצוותך ועשיתי אליהו מלאך הבריס הנה שלך לפניך עמוד עלים המשמחני סיברתי לישועתך אדוני ששון אכילים רעשך כמוצאי של רב שלום רב יועץ רעשך ואין למו מכשול Ashrei tivchar u'zikarev yishkon chatzerecha nisbe'aretu besecha kedosh echalecho. You can dip it and see if you can get your son interested. And Sam, just like that, nice and flat. Don't worry about his arms. He'll keep them flexed. I need that nice and flat. Beautiful. That's it. I'm just going to like that in a second. For all you guys hiding back there, we didn't do anything yet. You can keep trying with the wine. We'll probably get a hand of it in a second. Yeah, well, you can say it right on the card. Amen. כשמש שנכנס לבריס כן נכנס לתורה ולחופה ולמעשים טובים. That's it, little buddies. Is she right up? Tushy down. Excellent. Gorgeous. You can let go completely. I've got him. Come here, you cat. Oh my goodness. Hey, you okay? Look. Now he is. Got him, please. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kidash yidid mibet mechok b'shirosam v'tzetza'al chasam bios bris kodesh al kein b'schar zos ehel chai chokinu tzreinu tzavei lahatzil yididus she'ereinu mishal chaslam rizu asher sam b'v'sarenu Baruch atah Adonai korei sabris. And now we're going to proceed with the bris by giving the baby his Jewish name. Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoseinu kayem esel razeh le'aviv ule'imo v'korei shemo b'Yisrael Ron ben Alon Yitzchak v'Galit yismach av yotzei chalotzo v'sogel imo b'rifivitno kakosov yismach av yicha v'imecha v'sogel yoladetecha v'nehemar Vo'evor alayach perech mizboseses v'domayich V'omar loch v'domayich hayi V'omar loch v'domayich hayi V'nehemar Zohachar dinamasa davar tzival elef dor Asher karasas haver hamush foso litzchok v'midielek v'lechok l'Yisrael b'ris olam V'nehemar v'yamol amar v'sitzchok v'mishmanas yomim Kasher tzival so Elohim hodu l'adonai kitov Ki li'olam chazdo, hodu l'adonai ki tov, ki li'olam chazdo, ron, zeh hakoton egodol yeh, keshem shenichnas labris, ken yikonas l'torah u'lechupa u'lemasim tovim. And of course what we just established is that the baby was just now given his Jewish name, Ron, the son of Alon and Galit, that he should grow in health and in happiness. And that his parents, the two of you together, should have the schut to raise him together with the rest of the family in the ways of the Torah and to good deeds. And now just the final prayer for the babies, Refuah Shlema. Mishavei Rach, Avosenu ve'Yaakov Yivarach Zilrach Hanimol, Ron ben Alon Yitzchak v'Galit, Bavor shenichnas labris, Ucheshem shenichnas labris, Kein yikonas l'Torah u'lechupa u'masim tovim v'nomar Amen. Mazel tov, Mazel tov, Simin tov, Mazel tov, Mazel tov, and Simin tov, Simin tov, Mazel tov, Mazel tov, and Simin tov, Simin tov, Mazel tov, Mazel tov, and Simin tov, Yeheilanu, 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 L'chol Yisrael, Yeheilanu, Yeheilanu, L'chol Yisrael. David melech Yisrael chai v'kayam. David melech Yisrael chai v'kayam. Mazal tov, everybody. Now we can talk again.